Alright guys, we just got to the dive spot. Unfortunately, I left my GoPro batteries in a separate bag, so we're suiting up. First night lobster dive. Got my fins, got my mutiny bag here, go around the waist. Trying out this new wetsuit, Picasso, thanks to Spirit America, thank you. But yeah, pretty bummed. I think it's going to be a good night. Conditions look promising. Alright, we're about to head into the water. Again, forgot my GoPro, so we won't have any underwater footage this time. Still really bummed about it, but I just wanted to walk you through some of the basic gear. We obviously have our Lobster Gauge. Mine's attached to my Princeton Tech flashlight. Make sure it's a nice sturdy material so it doesn't warp or change the diameter of the gauge. You're gonna have that. What I like to have an extra is I use this chest light. It's not on all the time, mainly when I'm measuring the lobster, because once I'm measuring the lobster, the light it gets focused in on the lobster and everything turns dark. So I turn this on, and as I'm doing this, I can measure the lobster in comfort. There's one of our dive buddies, Kisuke. He's gonna walk us through why we use one of these waist.
So we used to have a buoy bag, which is essentially a float and a little bag attached to it. But the difference between this and that is that this is tied on the waist. You don't have to worry about that really. It is a hassle to carry on a float with the bag attached to it. For this, you can just tie it on your waist, and then the mesh keeps the lobster in. And this part's stretchy, so the stretchy part goes on the outside, on the belt on the inside, so you just have easy access to it. So it's a pretty cool, neat bag.
Hi everyone, I'm one of Dive Experience buddies, Evans, and we're about to go on a lobster dive, and I think a huge piece of equipment that really helps out are these Kevlar line gloves from Spirit America. And the great thing about these are, when it comes to California finding lobster, those spikes can really dig into your hands, and you could manage to grab them with normal spearfishing gloves, but they could lead into some severe wounds or indent marks that really just destroys your hands. And you can see it from the Kevlar right here. These are way thicker, way more tear and abrasive resistant. So I would highly recommend these if you guys are going for the California spiny lobster, because you really got to grab them pretty hard because they're pretty strong in the water. And so you really want to just keep yourself injury free just during any type of spearfishing season. So highly recommend once again. Thanks again to Spirit America. These are awesome. Probably one of the best buys I got for this season.
Alright, and make sure you fill out your lobster cards before you head into the water. The whole thing has to be filled out, obviously outside of how many lobsters you've harvested. But make sure you do that. The date, the location, and the type of gear you're running. If we're doing it by hand like this, it's number 4. But we just actually got inspected by Fish and Game. Super cool. But just make sure you have your stuff. You have all your proper equipment, your gauges, and obviously your safety equipment, like you can see here, a little safety blinker, so I can all my other dive buddies know where I am. Little things like that help, but again, obviously make sure you have your lobster cards, your gauges, and everything else you need for the lobster dive. Yeah, still pretty bummed trying out this new suit. Feels great, but no GoPro, so we'll check in with you guys at the end of the dive. Alright, so we just got back from the dive. It was absolutely terrible. Visibility was 5 foot maybe. Yeah, so we just spent out maybe an hour out there. Caught a couple lobsters, all pretty short. Yeah, but visibility was terrible. Surge was pretty rough today, but nevertheless, I got to test out my new wetsuit. I think I got to add more weights to keep it more balanced, but overall a good time, I guess. I guess now what I'm looking forward to is the food with my other dive buddies here. But thanks for watching, and you always find days like these. You don't win every single one, so it's part of the experience. Have a good one.